I lived in my head for so long, in an imperfect place, in a struggling place, in a contradictory place, in a place that was at war with itself. It's damaging. It causes trauma, it causes issues, it causes guilt, it causes shame. Oh, when that shift happens, you live from this strange feeling of everything's going to be okay. Doesn't matter if I'm hurt, if I die. It's fine. Everything is completely at ease, peaceful, even when it's not. Even when there is a storm raging around you and everything's falling apart, you just know it's going to be fine. And it is fine, even in the moment. Anyway, I went to have coffee this morning and I was reading the Upanishads. Not because I'm religious, I just really like the text. It's just like fascinating, and there's so many little nuggets in here that are just so interesting to me. So one of the, and I've read this before, but I missed it. You know, when you read things and then years later say that you change as a person, and then you go reread something and suddenly you see a meaning that you completely missed because, well, you see the world how you are. So if you change, then you read something again, you see it how you are at that time. So the self, small as a thumb, dwelling in the heart, is like the sun shining in the sky. How did I miss that? I've always lived thinking that like who I am is in here. There's all this emphasis in America about like your head, your brain, your thoughts, your will. And then now in the spiritual community, there seems to be this emphasis on, a lot of videos pop up on my feed. I don't know why I'm not looking for them, about the third eye and, you know, opening your third eye. I don't know anything about that, nor do I care. But it seems like, yeah, that's up here, you know, in your head. And here in this ancient text, they're talking about the heart, that you are placed in the heart and living from the heart. And here's just one more line and I'll stop reading this. The Lord is hidden in the hearts of all, the eternal witness, pure consciousness. He watches our work from within. Now, whether you believe in that or not, it's still really interesting. But I was just thinking, wow. I always miss that because I was reading for good ideas and thoughts. I wasn't reading for like feeling. And it's weird because your heart is more than just like a sense organ. I know it's kind of a metaphor we use our heart, but like the way we feel, the way we sense things. I think people say heart because it mostly happens down here in our chest, versus like you don't really feel or sense like intense happiness or sadness in your head. You feel it kind of in your body. Some people feel it in their stomach or their knees, or a mixture of all. But I always thought knowledge was in my head, and that's always where I was looking for truth. Sadly, 20, 30 years later, I never found it. I never found truth there, as hard as I looked. I looked and looked and never found it. The perfect village. And then something happened through years of meditation where my thoughts slowed down and I worked through some trauma. And my heart opened. And it hurt. It had a lot to feel and a lot to get through. But when that was nearing the end, when I was settling down, I realized I could never go back to the way it was. I just didn't think the same. I didn't think as much. But the knowledge I was always looking for wasn't in my thoughts. Nobody ever told me this. Maybe because my parents didn't know, or my friends and family are all Christian, so they don't know. Some of them do. I don't want that to sound bad. But your heart has a knowledge. It's amazing. It knows for me, I feel like it knows way more than my thoughts in my brain. Like my body has this crazy intelligence. Like there were some dangerous people that I was around as a kid. My body knew that. My body would kind of flinch and like shut down, and like it knew when somebody wasn't safe. But then my mind convinced me, oh, it's okay, it's fine, you're just being sensitive. My brain knowledge was often wrong when my heart knowledge was often correct. And as I've gotten older, I've learned to trust my body and my heart more. And I think it's worthy of sharing this information because honestly, maybe you know this, and that's fine. I'm not trying to teach you something new, but if you don't and you've never heard of this before, I would love for you to hear about it because nobody taught me this stuff. I had to learn this all just through trial and error. It's been really, really peaceful. And I was not somebody who ever carried peace. You could probably watch me walk by on the sidewalk a year or two ago and just think, wow, that person is bothered. Like they're mad, there's something wrong with them. And you would have been right. I was so twisted inside and internal and just, ugh, what's wrong? What's happening? Why can't I find this? Why can't I have this? It was just bad. It was a lot of bad. Now, if you saw the same person walking down the street, you would probably think the opposite. My circumstances in life are not great. Anyone looking in would want to just like cry for me or hug me because my circumstances are like multiple things at once are falling apart. It's very bad. Internally, I have so much peace, and I'm not that word's hard to say. Dissociating? Dissociating? You get what I'm saying. A lot of people look at this whole awakening thing and just think, oh, you're just disassociating, which I know what that's like. I did that most of my life. That's when you step back and close off and don't feel. This is a literal stepping into the midst of my life that's falling apart, feeling it all, letting the feelings go through me, not letting them get stuck, and then just resting in it and waiting for it to sort itself out. And that's what happens. That's what's happening. It's going really well, although it's not. I'll just summarize this before I get more confusing. I need to try to make my points a little more concise. Living from a place of sensing and feeling from your heart is absolutely a step towards or the door into what people call awakening. It's wonderful. It's amazing. I can't say enough about it. I'll stop there. Until the next video. Thanks for watching.